Good evening. Some people may argue that priorities during our troubled times and changing times today are not about being successful and are not about entrepreneurship. Rather, it's about survival and making ends meet. Creativity, innovation, social entrepreneurship are hence relegated and deprioritized, leaving no place for big ideas. Big ideas are now considered a luxury that only few of us can afford. What I want to say today is that this situation is not unsustainable, and it is not a fatality. Actually, let's try to think of it from a different perspective. What if each one of us today did a small action for the betterment of our community? What if individual small action can lead to big changes? And these changes don't have to be material. And success doesn't have to be weighed in terms of financial returns. In fact, success during turbulent times is both inspirational at the core and empowering by consequence. What I mean to say by empowering, it has to motivate people through a calling that instills hope and drives people one by one, little by little, to do the work of betterment during these changing times. Now, this may be a bit rosy and a bit idealistic for some. Yet, how did it all start for me? And how did I earn my time on stage with you? That's the story and the experience I want to share with you today. My journey on social media. It all started a year and a half ago when I realized there was an unfilled gap. Most social influencers tackled the essentials of the body, from fitness to fashion to nutrition. And little did I come across accounts that talked and spoke about the essentials of the mind and the intellect. So here was my opportunity, especially with my financial background. I could have an added value there. So I started my account. I talk about finance and business, local and international issues, to inform people, and in particular the youth, in an easy way, about the current situation, the challenges ahead, and most importantly, highlight the opportunities at hand. At the beginning, I was mainly driven by the opportunity that was presented to me. But gradually, as my audience built up and I started interacting with my followers, I realized that they were asking more about me. They wanted advice, they wanted career direction. So here I noticed that it was not only anymore about educating and informing people. It was about motivating and inspiring through a sense of purpose. A purpose essentially built, again, on small action, small individual action that challenge mainstream thinking and breaks comfort zone to usher in positive change. Now that's nice, that's how I started. I'm sure you want to hear the essential about how I did it and my recipe for success, mainly the ingredients that got me to where I am today. So first, I would say you should break with the mainstream, because I broke the mainstream. I took another topic, Instagram. I started on Instagram, and where Instagram usually is used to post nice pictures and appealing pictures. Well, I used a rough topic, a rigid topic, finance, business, numbers, and I turned these numbers into something appealing and nice in order for my audience to be interested in it. Well, I didn't do it easily. I tried to think differently, and I worked hard because I believed in it. And what I would advise everyone here today is to remove the what-ifs from his mind and to break away from conventional thinking and just venture. You should think inside and outside of the box to shape your own box. By doing so, look for gaps, fill those gaps, and make sure that the gaps that you fill have a meaning. And this meaning should serve a collective purpose. Why a collective purpose? Because for individual success to be recognized, it should resonate and it should be shared by many and cherished by many. This brings me now to my second ingredient, which is education. Education, as we all know it today, is about knowledge and learning. For me, education is more than that, because you can be educated and yet go home to your family, to your kid, and treat them badly. That's not education. Education is more than that. It's about practicing, preaching, and sharing what you've learned. It's also not only confined to a classroom. I'm sure that most of you here today have found the best teachers in a parent, a friend, a relative, or a mentor. I personally found the best teacher, as cliché as this may sound, in my father, because my father is the one that taught me that discipline and perseverance are the key to success. And it took me time to realize that, but today I can say that he was right. And also, education is an ongoing process. And every day you live and you learn something new. It's not boring. It don't make your life boring. Try something new. Don't live in your routine, because you'll soon be 90 years old, time flies, and you look back and have regrets. So act. Don't only dream, but act. And this brings me to my third point, which is time management. Yes, time flies. So use wisely your time. Try to perfect a solution where you spend some time for thinking and some time for doing. For instance, early morning hours can be used for the reflection part and to think of new ideas. And the afternoon can be used for executing these ideas. Now that worked perfectly for me. I'm a mom since a month and a half now. I have a little baby boy, and I was able to adapt to this new situation quite easily. And you know why? Because I was able to allocate my time wisely between my work, my family, my friend, my husband, my little newborn, and most importantly, I left some time for myself, because it is important for my sanity. Now, when we talk about time management, there's always social media. A lot of people see that social media is a waste of time. Personally, I think that each person is smart enough in order to balance their time on social media. I don't see it as the ultimate evil, nor as the ultimate good. What I think is that every person should use social media in order to stay up to date and network, but not too much in order not to become an addict. So it's for you to choose the right balance. It's a thin line. This brings me now to my fourth ingredient. And guess what it is? It is something that Lebanese people have lost. It is something that Lebanese people, especially nowadays, don't believe in anymore or have taken for granted. And it's something I believe in. And it's called hope. Hope and perseverance. Because hope should beat surrender. You shouldn't make it an easy fight. You should make it a tough fight. The tunnel may look gloomy and ugly and dark and long. Yet there's always light at the end of this tunnel. You may fail, you may lose at the beginning and fail. But come on, every failure is a lesson. And you will grow stronger from every failure. Fail fast. Remember those words I'm going to say now. Fail fast, learn fast, and fix fast to get up fast. No success story has started easily from the beginning. You will be mocked. You will be criticized. People will make fun of you because as an entrepreneur, you are trying something new. So you are bringing change, and people are afraid of change. That's why you have to believe in the change you are about to make and persevere. If you want to do big, you have to dream big, you have to hope big, and you have to persist even more. I started with 0 followers, and no one believed in my idea. How come could I turn on Instagram, a page where there is mainly fashionistas and nice picture, could I turn an ugly topic, a rough topic, ugly for some, but a rough topic and rigid topic into something appealing? Yet, I stand here in front of you today. I have 20,000 followers, and I can tell you I'm proud because I believed in my idea. So to recap a bit, so far I spoke about breaking with the mainstream, about education, about time management, and about hope and perseverance. The fifth ingredient I'm going to share with you today is about opportunity meeting preparation. We hear a lot of successful people and successful women and men that made it to the headline. From the other side, we also hear a lot of people looking at them and saying that they were lucky. They use the word luck. I don't believe in luck, even though I leave some room for coincidence in life. But I do believe that those people that made it, they made it because they were prepared in terms of resources, of skill set, and of planning. And they knew how and when to seize the right opportunity. That's why don't look at others and just say they were lucky. Create your own luck and be prepared at all times in order to grab the right opportunity at the right time. The sixth point is about, sixth ingredient is about being a socially conscious entrepreneur. What does that mean? Success often starts individually, but it should elevate to the collective. In other words, if success enables us to do good personally and financially, it should allow us to do good socially. You should not only do good, but you should be good yourself. And that's the moral depth and ethical centrality that every person aiming to serve as a role model or as an influencer should have. And this goes hand in hand with my last ingredient, seventh ingredient, and it's about humility. Humility is synonymous with humbleness and modesty. Beyond that, it's about freeing yourself from the need to prove your superiority at every step. It's about acknowledging your weaknesses and working on improving them. It's about being fallible, yet trying to fix it through trial and error. It's about not shying away to ask for help and support. We are all human beings, and we need help. And above all that, it's about knowing and realizing that your success is a big responsibility before becoming a privilege. So now I've shared with you my 7 ingredients. I'd like to leave you with 2 pieces of advice today. First, on the individual level, what I'd like to say is that there's no one-size-fits-all formula for success. What worked for me may not work for everyone. I was in a different scenario, and I had different opportunities. But one should learn from one another's success story, from what worked and what didn't, from the ups and the downs, from the strong points and the weaknesses. And also, the sentence, success story, isn't there for us only to read about a certain success, but to learn and inspire. So keep these keywords in mind. Learn, inspire, adjust, expand, grow, and benefit. On the collective level, start by small actions making an incremental difference on the local and national levels alike. For example, you can act as a role model or be an ambassador of change yourself on a certain issue, topic, a calling that you desire. By doing so, always lead by example and be contagious at home, at work, with your family, with your friends, with everyone. And to conclude, remember that success during turbulent time is not always to be measured as an outcome, but rather as a process. And thank you.